Hi, thank you for coming back to my channel and watching another video. So I'm really excited to talk about today's topic because it's something that I really want to share and something that I really feel passionate about since I'm also practicing this in my life. Now I know, judging from the title of the video, you're probably already skeptical, but I'm staying true to the title. Today, I'm talking about how to really listen to yourself, how to tune into you and drown out all of these voices. I want to make something really clear. Of course, I believe there is benefit in taking advice from people. And of course, there are people who are wise and have experience and who you can learn a lot from. And I feel like a world where people didn't listen to each other would be completely detrimental. But something that I want to propose to you is to really decrease how much you listen to people for a period in your life. It can be for however long, but try to go for at least a while without seeking anyone's approval, anyone's advice, any validation, or input in your life. Or if someone does give you some unsolicited advice, go in with it, taking everything they say with a grain of salt. Because in reality, people are always giving you random suggestions. And for the most part, with good intention, because I do the same thing. But I still would like for you to practice taking things with a grain of salt. So I don't want to lead anyone to be stubborn or ignorant to the world around them. But by sticking around to listen to what I have to say, I hope you can really get the full picture of what I mean. So here is something that I've come to understand. The majority of us grew up being obedient and complying. I believe there is a difference between being obedient and listening to someone. The act of listening requires a sense of awareness. Someone who is listening to you or is a great listener has a great sense of awareness. They're able to tune into you and do more than listen. They understand you, they feel you, and that will reflect through their actions. Obedience is the exact opposite. To obey, there is no awareness of yourself. You are just complying with the needs of others 24/7. This is exactly what most of us did to begin with in our childhood. Rarely were we ever given the opportunity as kids to have an opinion or give an input or to think of what we wanted or how we felt about any given situation. And this starts from your parents, and then it continues throughout your life with school, where the law of obedience is even stronger. You now need to comply with rules and instructions from all the adults in your life, who just view you as someone who needs to do what you say or you will get punished for it. So with this foundation in place, from the beginning, we were already taught how to not listen to yourself and not to trust yourself, but always trust the people around you. Because as a kid, you're almost not given any choice. You were yelled at if you said no, or if you simply did not want to do something. Living in this kind of world teaches you to always look and listen outside of yourself, because listening to your intuition gets you in trouble. Doing what you want is considered rebelling, and then the beliefs of being a bad kid gets installed to then shame you for being someone who has the right and freedom to listen to yourself and do what you want with your brain and body. Then, as you get older, you are subjected to a lineage of old beliefs, views, values, and perspectives from society, people, and your family. And this is what I've grown to learn and believe. As you get older and start to step into who you really are and potentially begin to do inner work and grow, you realize you are in a series of unraveling over and over again everything you've ever known to be true, which is why they say to question everything, something I heavily live by. As you unravel, you question and you learn. What is actually me? Are these my own fears or someone else's? Do I actually stand by this belief, or was I taught this? The more you do this, the more you find the person that's always within you before you were conditioned. When people feel lost, or that they need to get away, or that they need to find themselves, I believe you're trying to get away from all those voices. The voice of society, the voice of your parents, even the voice of your friends, and what they think you should do. What you actually want is to be able to listen to yourself without all these distractions that just keep getting bigger and bigger. And at times, it can get to you if you don't know how to listen to yourself. Because if you never listen to yourself, how do you even know what your own voice sounds like? I believe there's no such thing as finding yourself. There's nothing to be found. You just have to come back to it. coming back to the person that's always been there before all those voices got you and turned you into someone you don't know or like or even recognize. Now remember, majority of this conditioning happened in childhood, so it isn't your fault. But now that you're older, you have the opportunity to finally change that and have the power to. So with that being said, I want to bring in the perspective that by you listening to people, you are subjecting yourself to all of their beliefs, all of their fears, their limitations and programs, which are all then being passed down to you. If you think about it, it's truly powerful, which is why they say the people around you either make or break you. By you simply accepting someone's idea, opinion, or advice, it can change everything. And you can either get caught up and stay stuck with them and their mindset, or the opposite effect can happen. And you can feel motivated, inspired, and moved, and what they say can change you for the better and make you take action, and their words can hold on to you forever as the reason you did something. Which then leads me to talk about the benefits of not listening to people for a moment. To begin with, you introduce solitude into your life. It starts to create room for you to have to listen to yourself. You start to think of what you actually think about something, what you actually want, and how you actually feel. And it leaves the space to sort out all these voices, and you start to choose which to keep and throw away. Because I believe you always know that answer. They say seeking some validation is healthy, which I believe for that to be true. But if you practice not doing it for a while, you will see and realize how it's actually not necessary. In my opinion, seeking out approval or validation already invites self-doubt. And you remove these shackles of being paralyzed or not in your power of living in your truth, but contained in the truths of others. The good part is that there isn't any steps to this. That's the fun part. There isn't any rules to life. There's no A, B, and C on how to do anything, or any deadlines. You can always start now. Don't be afraid to step out and do anything and try anything. Try being brave enough to listen to yourself. Release the need to be chained by other people's beliefs and perceptions of you. Allow yourself to be free. Give yourself that permission. Every day, empower yourself with the decision to do something that you really want to do, and do it. As long as it's not harming yourself or others, don't wait, don't ask, start living for you. I promise you, once you start listening to yourself, you will open so many doors for yourself, because all of those sayings about following your heart and your instinct is about letting your soul guide you. All these distractions and people's voices don't allow you to follow your soul, because underneath it all, that is what we are. We are souls. Our souls want to be freed and listened to. But at the same time, take your time with it. Enjoy the process. If you do try this little challenge, when you're done, I think you will realize what I mean when I say it's for the purpose of finding your voice again. And anytime you start to make change, be aware that resistance is normal and it will happen. So it's better to be prepared for it, but to continue with it, knowing that growth is not linear, but you will get there. I touched on this in my video, Move Past It. For my final conclusion, listening to yourself is a major game changer, and I think it's an extremely useful tool in the age of technology. I hope you gained something from this talk. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for next Thursday. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and comment. Thank you.